Hello, DP fans. I'm TJ Kirk, co host and co creator of the Drunken Peasants podcast. Over the course of 3 years and hundreds of episodes, this show has gone through its highs, and they were high highs, I'll tell you that much, and its lows. I think that in many people's eyes, our recent period of content has been a little rocky. Many of our fans have told us they feel the show is going downhill, they feel it's getting stale. It is in response to these complaints that we have spent the last week scrutinizing this show, trying to figure out what is working and what isn't working. And as a result of this scrutiny, we have formulated a new approach going forward that we find very exciting and hope that you will too. Let me tell you about some of the decisions we've made regarding this show and its future. First of all, many fans were distressed to see that I was diminishing my on-air commitment to the show and was no longer on every episode. Now, our schedule for December is going to be a little spotty as the holidays ramp up and we all take trips to go see our families and stuff. But aside from that, I'll be making the commitment to once again appearing on every episode of the Drunken Peasants podcast, which will henceforth be scheduled on Mondays and Thursdays. We've created many new segments for the show, more than we could even do in a single episode. Some of them you will see tonight, others you will see in the coming weeks and months. We've also made changes to existing segments. DP Action News will be replaced by Hypothesis, and will focus more heavily on articles rather than exclusively highlighting videos. The reasons for this are twofold. First, most of the truly interesting news is covered in print, not by the bloated news channels that seem singularly obsessed with Trump's latest fart, or his latest nose pick, or Trump had too many scoops of ice cream. It's like, who gives a shit? Second, we believe that the heart and soul of this show is discussion. Videos exist as a prompt for our discussions. And for too long, we've leaned too heavily on videos, and as a result, the videos we've chosen have oftentimes been boring and unstimulating, not only for you guys, but for us as well. If we're not having fun making this show, how can you possibly have fun watching it or listening to it, you know? The Crazy People segment will no longer dominate half of the show. We're not going to load it up with every video that seems even marginally like it fits. We're going to choose videos carefully, and we're going to choose videos that we think are going to be top-notch riffing material for us. We're raising our standards for what we're going to cover in that segment. Actually, many of the changes we've implemented change the emphasis of our show from quantity to quality. Our show stands out from the pack not because we cover boring videos from bloviating nitwits, but because we are bloviating nitwits, just not boring ones. We all have the gift of gab, and we all interact with each other in interesting and dynamic ways. I've geared all of the new segments we've worked on towards making the show less about reacting to videos and more about reacting to one another, more about generating interesting discussion. There's still a lot of work to do, and it would be naive to think that the changes we've worked on will just gel perfectly on the first try. The crazy thing about doing a live show is that you never really know what you're going to get until you get it. I'm sure there's going to be bumps on the road that we've laid out before us, but I hope you'll bear with us as we embark on something new. Many of our new segments still lack intros, and many of them are completely untested at this point, so we don't know yet what's going to work and what's not going to work. What I do know is that the old formula of every show hitting the same exact rhythm of intro, troll or not a troll, DP Action News, Crazy People, that's over. It's done. It's never coming back. Every episode of this show should be different than the last and full of surprises. Our audience should never know exactly what's coming next. Now, don't get me wrong, Hypothesis, formerly DP Action News, and Crazy People will always be a big part of this show. But around those core components, we plan to build much more variety, much more interesting ways to generate discussion and hopefully entertain you guys. It's my profound hope that you will give us your feedback on these changes. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like, what you find interesting, what you find boring. We know that without an audience, there is no show. Without your feedback, we're lost. And this process of change is far from complete. It's only beginning. And you're every bit as much a partner with us in this endeavor as any of us are. My attitude from this point forward is not that the Drunken Peasants is just us here on the screen as the entertainers, but also you as the hopefully entertained. We, all of us, are the Drunken Peasants. And this downhill slide that people have been talking about has to stop here, and it has to stop now. Because with all of us working together, both those performing and those watching, nothing, and I mean fucking nothing, can stop this show. And now, let us say goodbye to this old intro. This is the last time you're going to see it here on DP. By Thursday's show, you're going to see a whole new intro, and it's going to blow your fucking mind. I also want to just say, before I go and let you say goodbye to our old friend, the intro that we've used for probably way too long now, just want to say, all the peasants have side projects. Ben's got Ben Pie, I've got TJ Kirk, Paul has Cinema for Cynics, Scotty doesn't have anything yet, but if he ever does, subscribe to that too. Check all that shit out, and let us know what you think. Peace.